Hi there, everyone. Laurie Baracco here, and I'm looking forward to sharing some messages for this new moon that will be taking place tomorrow. I'm going to give everyone a moment or two to receive the notification that I'm live here. I had a little bit of YouTube glitchage. I don't know if that's a word. But anyway, so there was a little bit of a glitch with YouTube with getting started. So I'm going to give everybody a moment or two to receive the notification that I am live, and I will be sharing messages for this new moon in Scorpio that will be taking place tomorrow, Sunday, November 15th. And hello, everybody that's tuning in. It's so good to see all of you. And hopefully a few more of you do receive the message that I am live. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start with my smudge. Hello, Vanessa. I see a few people have received the notification. There's a little bit of a YouTube scheduling glitch and the software and yada, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, oh, look at that. This is my sage. And look at that gorgeous flame of light coming through. Look at that. How awesome that is. So let's allow ourselves to receive the sacred energy of the smudge that is coming through to cleanse our minds, our bodies, our spirits. We've got a really good smoke going here, so enjoy the blessings of the sacred sage as it comes in to cleanse our minds, our bodies, our spirits. And I ask Spirit to assist me to be in alignment with the messages from Source, from guides, ancestors, ascended masters, the angelic realm, the benevolent beings that protect us, guide us, and are with us. And so it is. All righty, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Vanessa. So we've got a new moon that will be taking place tomorrow, November 15th, and it's a new moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio has us going really deep. Scorpio brings us deep down into the soul, deep down, but however, it's also out. It's out and expansive as well. Whoops. It's out. It's an expanded consciousness energy. And sometimes Scorpio gets a bad rap because they do go deep, and sometimes it brings up some of that heavier stuff, the shadowy stuff. And I welcome the shadow parts of me because I know that I have chosen to be here in this lifetime to work through some of those aspects. And as I work through them and I heal them and I bring them to light, I know that they help me raise my vibration and be in alignment with the destinies that I have planted here and there within my life. Okay. Hi there. Good morning. Good morning, Kat and Constance. So before I get into the messages, which I am going to use my trusted Gilded Tarot by Sarah Marchetti, I wanted to talk about cord cutting. So with the new moon, it's a time of planting new seeds. It's like a clean, fresh slate, right? And one of the best things that we can do before then or at that time is cut some of the cords that we have, the emotional cords, which keep us kind of in places of stagnancy, resistance. They can keep us in that shadowy energy as well. So I've created this cord cutting mist, as you can see here, my cord cutting mist, and all of my sprays I personally blend. So if you know that if you purchase a cord cutting spray or a sage spray or an intuition spray, you know that it has my energy in it. So it's very important for me to create these sacred blends during the times and phases of the moon when that's interesting. The light just shifted. When the time is just right for creating that blend, because there's a time to bring in energy, act upon portals of energy, and so on and so forth. And as I create these sprays, I put Reiki energy in them and I charge them up, and you know that you're going to have a custom blend in the batches that I make. Custom meaning that they have the energies of the particular moon cycles and so on and so forth. So cutting your cords before any new moon, or even when you're feeling kind kind of stagnant and feeling really low energy is something so helpful for your well-being. And so the way that I work with the sprays is I take a moment and I think about where I'm at in my life in that moment, right? So what are the things that have been kind of stressing me out a little bit or have me that I'm worrying more than what I need to, what feels toxic, and so on and so forth. So take a moment. This is similar to one of the cord cutting sessions that I do. What I do is I encourage you to think of someone, just one person, where there's a really strong negative charge, emotional charge with that situation. And I project the image about 6 inches from my third eye. And that image of that person is just going to hold the energy. And I'm not holding them in a place of dislike, the word repugnancy comes in. I'm not holding him in a negative light. I'm just acknowledging the person, place, or thing, right? It could be a memory too, or a scenario, right? So say if you're having a stressful time in a community that you live in, you can hold the energy of that as well. They're holding the energy and the vibration because you have such a strong emotional charge. And I project that about 6 inches from my third eye. And they're going to hold the energy for all of the cords. And what we're wanting to do is to bless these situations, and we're acknowledging them. We're asking Spirit to help us cut those cords with love and releasing them into the light for the highest and the most best good of all. So this is an example. And if you want, we can do this etherically. If you want to take a moment, close your eyes. And this will still work if you're watching the replay. Just take a moment and project the image of someone, a person, place, or thing that right now is really kind of really getting you, and on it in a way it's not supporting you, and it's not supporting them either, right? So we think of that person, place, or thing. We project about 6 inches from our third eye, and then what we do is I spray 3 times in my auric field. And I ask Spirit to help me cut the cords of heaviness, that are not supportive on my path and in the light. And I ask Spirit to help cut those cords with love, and we bless them, and we send that energy back into the universe to be transmuted for good. And then when I start thinking about, as these cords are being cut, I think about the frequency and the energy and the relationships that I would like in my inner sphere of influence, such as healthy boundaries, unconditional love, mutual respect, mutual belief systems, harmony, mutual acceptance. When all of those energies, and those energies are like little seeds that are being planted in my energy field. And I thank Spirit, and I ask to be sealed up with light, and seal my auric field up with light, and so it is. So hopefully you felt a little shift with that. You might notice a little shift later on. But there are some weeks that I find myself cutting cords more frequently than not, right? There are more instances when I cut my cords because it's necessary. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Kat. And she says she has purchased my cord cutting spray and she loves it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So, and there are many other ways that you can cut your cords as well. And if you're tuning in and if you haven't already joined me in my online community, Laurie Baracco's Astro Lounge, I'm going to encourage you to do so. There are certain perks that I offer for that group. And it's a lovely, lovely community. Thank you, Vanessa. And she enjoys the sprays as well. Okay, and the candles, my cord cutting candles. All right, so I'm going to give the cards a little bit of a shuffle. It felt like there was a piece of paper in them. Uh-oh, they're flying. Okay, so then collect them. And there are some cards that have been selected. I'm going to take the first 3 that I have here for Aries. Now, with my messages, they may resonate with another sign, right? So these are for the signs, the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs. You may notice that you're feeling a message or 2 or 3, or they all 12 may resonate with you. Trust the energy, trust the message. The message may resonate with your moon sign or your rising sign, okay? So just keep in mind that these messages are not just for specific signs. Yes, I say they're for that sign, right? But they may resonate for you as well. Good morning, Nadine. All righty, I'm gonna take a sip of water. We're gonna get going. Okay, so the first one is for Aries. And again, I'm using my Gilded Tarot. Oh, so for how's that? Ho, I'm a pirate. So for Aries, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I do think that pirates that are Aries are probably pretty amazing, right? With that confidence and that being the initiator and exploring and so on and so forth. So my Aries friends, you are being called to temper. Oh, it's like tempering their language. So Spirit's encouraging you to, it's like I feel like I'm pausing, but I have to. You need to be speaking your truth more. However, Spirit's encouraging you, my Aries friends, to speak up and communicate what you need to communicate, but they want you to take a little bit of that edge off, right? Have you ever had an Aries come and tell you the truth? It's like before they utter one word, it's like a freight train. So they're such powerful beings. So Aries, you do need to, your new moon message is that you do need to speak your truth. However, Spirit really wants you to do so in a way that you would want to be spoken to as well, right? So they have very strong presence. They can at times be quick to anger and deflect and be a little sensitive. However, they also get the job done. And so your cards are Aries, you have the Queen of Swords, you've got the Empress, and then you have the Six of Pentacles. So this is a karmic situation. Right now you're in, well, everything could be karmic, but right now the land is fertile. It's prime for you to be able to communicate in a way that you will be heard for the most part, in the way that you had hoped to be heard. So you can move mountains, Aries, with your communication skills. But you are being encouraged to speak up, but to pause, take a deep breath, and channel that amazing high consciousness being that you are. Take a little bit of the edge off. Pause before you speak, and you will be able to get your point across, even asking Spirit to help you articulate in a classy, graceful way. Okay? All right. You can do it. Good morning, Barb. All righty. So the next one is for Taurus. All right, I've got 3 for Taurus. It looks again like we've got a little bit of that a lot of that proactive energy. Taurus, you have the Tower, the Page of Pentacles, and then you have the 5 of Swords. It's very similar energy and message to some of what I shared with Aries. So Taurus, you probably are noticing with this new moon that there's kind of a breakdown of things. Things are shifting, and there's a dismantling of systems. And it could be systems, beliefs. It could be undoing. You could be decluttering. You could be reorganizing. There's all of that. And so they're showing you that this dismantling is because things are cracking. Things are kind of falling apart. They're not have a steady foundation. And then Spirit is saying, that you've been working with the intention of creating new beginnings, new cycles, and learning more about the process in yourself. So the areas that are kind of being dismantled, you've been trying to figure out, how can I do things differently? And you're looking for new approaches and new ways of doing things. Yeah. And then you might notice that you're feeling defensive because people are judging you. This 5 of Swords has to do too with establishing boundaries, like drawing a line in the sand and keeping that line intact. So Taurians, you may notice that some people are really causing you to second guess yourself and so on and so forth. encourage you to consider what they have to say, but try not to make it your truth. Okay. So there is definitely, I keep saying it, using this term, but this dismantling of systems, it's for your most highest and best good. Okay. So that was the time to apply new techniques, a new perspective, a new point of view, adding in new people, learning about why it was falling apart anyhow, right? So understanding and really examining things in a different way. Everybody doing okay? I hope so. All right, Geminis. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 from the top. 3, whoop, and it fell down. Interesting. Gemini, you have, and this is Vanessa's moon sign, you have the Devil reversed, you have the Lovers, and then you have the Page of Wands reversed. This is an interesting message that I'm receiving. And I know sometimes people say, they ask me or they comment on my cards of the day, how did you get that? Okay, that's an interesting perspective of how to look at that card. And this is where we blend our intuition. Okay. My Gemini friends, you may notice that people are butting in your business or putting their 2 cents into your relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship or maybe it's a business relationship, a family relationship, or how you relate to work. But it looks like some people are trying to stick their nose in where it doesn't belong. They're butting into your business, right? And giving you their opinions. And what the message I have for Gemini is that things are really okay with where you're at. I'm not seeing any disharmony or dysfunction at this time. Nothing that's going to sabotage you on your path. So whatever opinions others have, they're entitled to them. I always encourage people to keep an open ear and keep your ears open and keep an open mind. But what they have as their perspective may not make sense for you, but always, I always want to hear what people have to say. I love feedback because then I get to weigh, the pros and the cons and see where they're coming from. And sometimes where they're coming from is a distortion. Right? Well, I should say this. We all have distortions. We all have distortions because of the lenses of how we view things. Yeah. So, Gemini, try not to go into panic mode about your situations because people are giving you a crap load of advice. Okay. Badinskis. Or maybe they really do care about you and they want only the best for you and they just want to make sure that you don't repeat some unhealthy patterns. All righty, next one's for Cancer. Good morning. If you're just joining me, feel free to say hello so I know you're here. I know sometimes people are in the car and they're driving and they're listening to people to comment, but hello and welcome. All right, so let's go into Cancer. We've got 3 cards for Cancer. This one wanted to come up. New day with the new fingers today. Dropping things. Okay. Good morning, Lisa. Morning, sunshine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so we've got Cancer. So during this new moon cycle, Cancer, you may, and this doesn't mean that you're going to, right? But you may notice some of the shadow side of the divine masculine, the patriarchy. You may notice some of the collective masculine shadow side. So we may see it in our leaders, we may see it in our partners, we may see it in our children, our friends, our parents, our father figures. We may notice that. And that's so interesting. Spirit's calling upon us to send light and healing to the wounded divine masculine. All of the stories, all of the pressure, all of the unhealed wounds, Spirit's encouraging us to say prayers for the collective of the wounded divine masculine and the shadow side of it. And Cancer is a wonderful sign to do this in because cancers are very comforting and nurturing, and they just want everybody to be okay. They are the ones that take care of us. They want to take care of you. They want to nurture you. They want to make sure you're okay. You know, I personally am blessed to have my partner, my husband, a spouse who is a Cancer sun sign, and very nurturing. And there are women who are in that sign as well. They make very they're lovely caretakers, very attentive to those they care about. I was looking at the comments. Lisa said, these Geminis are always into something. Yes. Yeah, they're so intelligent too, and Gemini wants to be able to converse and understand and have those conversations, and need to be stimulated mentally. Morning, Daphne. So here are the cards for Cancer. We've got the Five of Pentacles, which often is about struggle and unhealthy physical parts, mental, emotional, spiritual. Then we have the King of Cups, which is such a Cancer sign. It's not the Cancer sign, but it's a Cancer energy. And then we have the Emperor. So look how interesting that is. That tells that story of that, for that message of how it aligns. And Kat says she is a Cancer moon. She's loving and caring. Yes, it's one of the person. It's a personality trait that you chose to have in this lifetime. Next, we have Leo. Okay, my Leo friends, and I am a Leo moon, so I have some energies there. So let's see. So this message may apply to me as well. But we're talking Leo sun and be Leo rising and or Leo moon if it applies. If it applies, then go for it. And if you're just tuning in a little bit later, I invite you to go back to the beginning where I talked about cord cuttings. And I worked a little bit with my cord cutting spray. So what I hear is, it's like I felt very impulsive energy with Leo, go figure, because they are a fire sign and they're all about getting things done and so on and so forth. And I'm looking at myself here on the screen. I've got very much Leo hair right now, right? So it's like my mane and even the color. Yes, I've got I'm embracing my Leo moon. So Leo, I feel like you're itching to get something done. It's like, I've got to do something. Let's do something creative, right? So it could be painting, writing, music, coming up with a new business plan, coming up with a new exercise routine. You gotta do something, Leo, at this time. Because if you allow that stagnancy to continue, it's gonna get you into trouble. It's just like, okay, what I see is pick, and getting very frustrated. And then I feel that fiery energy wanting to lash out at the situations and people that may be helping to cause that stagnancy. And Vanessa was, I just got to say, you got Leo hair. I do have Leo hair. How funny. Lisa, if you were to put your birth, so Lisa has a question about how do I find my moon? So you can schedule a session with an astrologer, but you can also go to say either astro.com, Astrodynst, AST. Let me see if I could find it. And then you could do these charts. There it is. I'll share this here. And it'll give you a free chart. Now, do you understand that this is, that this is a general interpretation, but it is going to tell you your sun, your moon, your rising, and a few other things as well. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Vanessa. So and the moon is an aspect of us as well, right? So we choose before we're born all of these aspects of us. Okay, so Leo sun, Leo, you've got Knight of Swords reversed. Six of Wands reversed. These are really these energies are kind of like wah wah. Now what? I'm bored. I'm hearing I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. And then awesome, we've got the Eight of Wands. As soon as you channel that energy, that creative energy somewhere, you're going to notice that things pick up. Your mood is better. You're not grumpy. You're feeling productive, and you're feeling like you're pretty much on top of your game. Okay. All right, Leo, you got to do something creative. Dancing lessons, gardening, something. Alrighty, next we have Virgo. And Lisa, also, so if you want to find your chart, the info about your chart, you plug in your name, of course, your birth date, the time, and the place you were born, and it's going to give you a chart printout. And Barb said her husband is a Virgo. She's here to observe the message. He says, hi. Hello, Alan. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Okay, here we go. Virgos. I don't know if my Virgo friends have been working on cutting the cords and getting themselves emotionally in the right place, being in right relation with their emotions and their feelings. What does that mean in right relation? It means it means looking at your emotions and your feelings and the things that are kind of zingers and pressing your buttons, and looking at them and understanding where they're stemming from. It doesn't mean you have to go into a huge, big old therapy thing, or maybe you do need that, but to acknowledge that this is a trigger. This situation that's triggering is probably not the root of it. You need to kind of find out the root. And you can ask Spirit to help you with finding the root of that and what it's really about. Whether it's, I don't feel appreciated, or I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or I just feel like I'm not living up to my potential. I don't know if I have abundance consciousness, or whatever it is, right? Or that I'm not being heard. All of these things to just try to acknowledge where some of that emotional shadow stuff is coming up, and just nip it in the butt, cut it. Be like, okay, take a look and say, okay, it's connected to this situation. And I see how it's been built upon in other situations in my life. And I'm just going to take my etheric scissors out, and I'm going to cut those cords. I'm going to bless them. I'm going to send them into the light. Thank you for those experiences. I need to move on. And so here we have the Eight of Cups, where Eight of Cups is about getting your emotions in order and not allowing them to sabotage your path, to bully you or bring in all this guilt and fear and all that stuff that's not productive. I mean, they are human emotions, but it's important for us to not allow them to sabotage us. And we allow the sabotaging to take place. Next, you have the Page of Cups reversed. So these triggers, these emotions are clouding the way. They're becoming obstacles to your joy, to you moving forward into the next phase of awesomeness in your life. And I know you want to do this, and that's what they're showing me, Virgo. It's like, I really want to just be done with this. So a couple of steps here and there, if you sort through some of these feelings and emotions, and even identifying them helps zap them. When you identify them, it's like you're giving them a blast of light, pew, and then it helps to shift it. It doesn't mean it completely dissolves it, but it helps it disperse and helps you understand as it disperses. And then the last card you have is the Page of Pentacles, which is about starting a new journey, learning more about yourself. And it's like, okay, now I can pass go. Now I can continue on with the other areas that I have been wanting to delve into and spend more time doing. Lisa says that Mary Alice did a chart for her years ago when she had Planet Earth. That was a while ago. Oh my gosh. Wish I could find that chart. Well, you can always put in your info. You could schedule with another astrologer. I don't know if we could look into see if Mary Alice could do a phone chart for you because she's not really doing in-person stuff. But anyway, you can always contact me if you are interested, Lisa, or we could give you other resources. I also have Ray Setti, who is a guest here at the Fort Myers and Bonita Springs store for the next couple of weeks. Moving on. Next, we have Libra. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. You two, you both are so sweet. Hopefully you'll be coming down to Florida to visit. Barb and her husband sometimes come down to visit. We'll see, hopefully. And I know you always let me know when you're in town. All righty, here we go, Libra. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I see a lot of messages being connected to cord cuttings and moving on with this new moon. Libra, you've got the Death card. You've got the 5 of Cups reversed. And then you've got Strength. So one of the challenges for Libra has to do with moving on from certain relationships and situations. Libras are all about pairs and balance, and they really do love being partnered up and paired up with people. They sometimes do like to be alone, but a Libra trait is more of diplomacy and not burning bridges or dismantling bridges. They prefer to be with people, and they want to see the better part of people. And sometimes they'll ignore or look away from some of the toxic scenarios. It's like they have a tendency to give people more chances than what they deserve. So this message for you, my Libra friends, is allow situations to be complete. Let the endings happen. You are going to be so much stronger and wiser as you let go of those toxic and parasitical energies. Let them go. Spirit is trying to help you. It's like I'm doing hostage negotiation right now. Let those situations go. You'll be better off for it. Come on out and venture out into the world. You've got this Leo energy that is vibrant and full of life. Some situations we are complete with, and those are the situations through challenge and pressure that we grow from. But we don't have to subject ourselves to toxicity and chaos and drama, right? We don't really need to do that. Yeah. And we're not going to change anybody. We can only change ourselves. Hello, Athena. Morning. Next, we have Scorpio, new moon in Scorpio. Okay. So again, if you haven't joined my Astral Lounge on Facebook, feel free to do so. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about new moon rituals, things to do during the new moon. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right, giving a really good shuffle for Scorpio. Oh, some of the same cards are popping up again. Let's see. Scorpio, I see you on a crusade to put yourself first, which is important. However, sometimes you don't realize that at this point right now, you may not realize that others are impacted by your strong drive at times. And sometimes you might need to pause a little to check in with others. This is what I'm hearing, is that because you're putting yourself forward first and moving forward with so much momentum and enthusiasm and passion, that it may cause others to second guess your dedication to them and your relationships with them. So as you continue to forge ahead, try to do some damage control, like check the parameters, make sure, are we still, just, hey, how are you doing? Because I see this this tunnel vision, the blinders are on because you're so laser focused on your own goals, which are important, but just make sure that that the people that you really do love and care about know that they still are so important in your life. It's almost like we're running over them with the goals and you can catch up with me later. No, we do need to kind of stop, pause, and check in, but continue to move forward, full steam ahead. Okay, so you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Then you have the Strength card, the Leo card reversed, and then you have the Six of Wands reversed. So try to just be mindful as you channel all of that energy moving forward with your goals, that you check out, make sure that we're all good, and make sure the people that are so important to you and the situations in your life that are important to you, right? That we're checking in with them a little bit here and there, that we don't forget about them, that we don't abandon those situations. All right, moving forward to Sag. Thank you, Kat. She's leading everyone through the profile on how to do that. And then they have advanced aspects, which you just typed in there. Thank you, Kat. All right, Sag, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. So my Sagittarian friends, looks like there may be some relationship disharmony that's been popping up. Spirit doesn't want you to gloss over things. Spirit wants you to understand more so what has taken place and why. It doesn't mean we need to repair things. It doesn't mean we need to repair things. Well, let me expand upon that. It doesn't mean that we need to go back and be besties and so on and so forth. Spirit wants you to understand more so from a neutral point of view why a person, place, or thing needed to be dissolved. And Spirit's encouraging you to look at both sides of things. We have Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have Two of Cups reversed. We have the Hierophant. So Sagittarian friends, with your strong fire element again, strong presence, do know that yes, whatever is supposed to last is going to last, and whatever's purposeful for us for our highest and best good, it's going to make it through difficult times. However, it is important that we take a look and understand why things happen the way they did, and take those lessons and keep them close to the heart so that we don't have to go through them again. Because it does look like there has been some disappointment and some pain and some endings. And by allowing those situations to dissolve, it does help you move forward, because there is an element of stagnancy, of unhealthy stagnancy, by staying in certain situations. Okay, so it's okay to move forward. All right, next one is for Capricorn. All right, Cappies. This is so funny. I heard it's time for some adult fun. What does that look like? I have some ideas, but for this new moon, it's time for you to be maybe around more adults or mature people, more people who are at the same emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical wavelength, on that same plane of existence. Yeah, more adult fun, or mature people, or people who are in the same, or who are in similar levels of maturity. There's emotional maturity, intelligence. There's spiritual intelligence, mental intelligence, and physical intelligence. Some of them I think I made up. But anyway, I know about emotional intelligence, right? So we have, the first card is the Knight of Cups. This is fun, passion, excitement, great, awesome energy. Then we have the Knight of Wands. So this is an action card. Then we have the Six of Cups reversed. So therefore, my message is to go have some, go seek to put yourself in the spheres of influence with those who have similar beliefs, who are on the same wavelength. I remember when my children were younger and I was a stay-at-home mom and I craved other stimulation, right? Because then you're talking, your language becomes that of the people that you're around, right? So do you have to go to the potty and and so on and so forth. So Cappy, you need more of mature stimulation. You're welcome, Barb. And Cat's a Cappy. And Vanessa says her dad, who is a Cappy, needs to be around his peeps a little more. Maybe catch a good boxing match. Exactly, because that's what. So Capricorns are grounded signs. They're Earth signs, and they tend to look at things sometimes a little bit more seriously. But they do enjoy being around their own types, their own people, their own the people that they're in alignment that get them. And Kat says she definitely needs to be around other people in the same wavelengths. And when I say that, it doesn't make it, I'm not labeling things bad or wrong and judging experiences in that way. All right, Aquarian friends, here we go. So with this new moon, I do see Aquarius looking, well, they're the great collective problem solvers, Aquarians. They think outside of the box and they have these groundbreaking ahas and epiphanies. And I see the people who have that influence, and not just them, but receiving downloads of how and where there are imbalances, why there are imbalances in the collective, and as a collective, what we can do to shift that. So I see a lot of problem solving, brainstorming, receiving guidance and from higher intelligence, higher cosmic intelligence. And I'm going to encourage Aquarius, for you to, my Aquarian friends, to keep paper and pen nearby, to just jot down the things that are coming to these inspiring suggestions and different perspectives. And I do see you being able to have a platform to be able to do so, okay? Or an outlet to communicate this. All righty, so the last one is Pisces. Pisces sun for this new moon. Here we go. All right. Oh, this card's popped up a couple of times. This is interesting. Pisces, we have the Two of Cups. We have the Star reversed. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Pisces, Spirit is encouraging you to be in harmonious collectives. And anyone and anything that is not supporting that harmonious collective, whether it's in family, a family scenario, a friendship scenario, circle, a sphere, social sphere of influence, and or a work collective sphere, circle of influence, it's going to have to go. Spirit showing us that it's really about the group that for you, what you're finding these days is that Spirit's wanting to show and to support more so of group agreeable, agreeable, collective, harmonious, supportive energies. How can we work as a society? How can we work as a group? And anyone that is not on that same wavelength needs to shift out and will be shifted out, right? If someone says, I think I'm going to go over here, or I'm moving or whatever, that is just Spirit saying it may not, that person, situation may not be in alignment with the energy of the group. Again, doesn't make it bad, wrong, or we don't need to create a judgment around it. Okay, so Pisces, we've got a lot of group collective co-creation and energies that Spirit's going to be focusing on during this next new moon cycle. All right, that was a whole lot, yeah? Hopefully you receive some guidance, some validation, some things to think about, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Hopefully you'll be able to join me in the Astro Lounge, and also I encourage you to sign up for my newsletter. Every month I select one winner from my newsletter on lauriebaracco.com. And last month Shirley won, and the month before we had Charlene. And pretty soon November's winner will be coming up, and it's a half-hour session that's worth $75. And I do have a little bit of a waiting list, and I get to bump you up a little bit. Alrighty, thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste. Bye, everybody.